Hi, I'm Andrew Stevenson, and in today's video we are going to look at the amount of sales you could be making if you were to follow one of my tutorials. This is going to be the handwriting practice book tutorial that I made. I'll put a link to that in the description and also in the cards above. And basically a handwriting practice book is a book that allows children to learn the skills of penmanship, which is a grand way of saying learns how to write properly. So I've picked up a few books and I've got my usual tools. I've got the royalty calculator just to see how much the printing costs and also how much royalty they make per book. And I have the TCK publishing calculator, which tells you roughly how many books have been sold going on the BSR. Now the BSR is just a snapshot of this particular day. It fluctuates. The first bit I'm going to show you is this one. It is a very simple book, 200 pages. If we look inside, it's the lined with the half line there. It's got solid but faint letters. They haven't even used a dotted font. It does have numbers to show you which stroke to do in which order, which is a nice touch, but you can do that in Affinity. It's just a straight line or a curved line with an arrow on the end. It's not rocket science. So they've done a few examples there and then a blank space for the child to copy. And it looks like what they've done, at least 5 pages for each letter. 5 times 26 is 100 and whatever. Now this book mightn't be KDP because it has more images in this image file, but that doesn't matter because we can make books like this simply. And on this one I noticed, look, there's even. Now I don't know whether that's just an error with the screenshot. It might well be, but that could be a printing error. So this is 201 pages long, and it costs $6.98. So we'll just very quickly see what the royalty is per book. So they're making 93 cents. We'll say $1 for ease of maths. They're making $1 per book, and at the minute the BSR is 2179. As you can see, it fluctuates. At the beginning of the year was considerably higher, but even if we put, what is it now? I'll try it at 2,179. Remember, it's making $1 a month. It's making $1 a book, and they're selling 1,200 a month. You don't have to be a maths whiz to work that out. They're making over $1,200 a month, and that's it. This BSR, if we up it to 5,000 BSR, which it kind of was earlier on, they're still making 650 plus. That's not bad from one book, one very simple book, which I've showed you how to make. Next on the list is this top selling book. This lady here, I'm not going to pronounce the name, has got a lot of books in this genre, and I'll show you a few of them as we go along, because you can't look at handwriting practice books without coming across this lady. Again, this might not be KDP because there's a lot more images in them what we're allowed, but we can make this same book. So she has an age range on it, letters, numbers and words, 150 pages, and we will just flick through there. So there are exercises there to practice using a pen or pencil, and then it goes into a very simple alphabet. A few pages per letter, upper and lower case. An example of what A stands for. A stands for ant. I bet you knew that already though. And I like how this works, it is a dotted font, and she's faded it on this bottom line, and then the last line is left blank for the child to do it themselves. That's a nice touch. It's nothing that can't be replicated though. There's a little index at the bottom with the elephant, and also we saw in the images there are some letters, just very simple letters. And there's a few more red books there. So I say this isn't KDP, but it's something we can do that's very, very similar. And because there are age ratings there, which I think is necessary in this sort of book, it's not in all books, like joke books for 4-year-olds and joke books for 5-year-olds. I don't think there needs to be a differentiation there. So this is 151 pages, and it's selling for $5.94. So again, she's making 90 cents per book. And if we look at the BSR at the minute, it's 127. You can see it was in 106 at one point, which is good. But if we take it for now, 127. Making 90 cents a book, and she's selling 8,500 of them. We'll say $8,000 a month in one book. One book that sells very, very, very well. Even when it was $6.99, it was still. She was still selling a lot of them. So you add another 70 cents on top of that, maybe. Yeah. Even at a full $1 more, she was still selling a lot of books. And this book was more advanced than the first one, and it's selling better. It just goes to show with a little bit more effort, you can take a book that sells well into a book that sells ridiculously well. So next on the list is a blank book. Now look at the price, $9. Again, it's more images, so probably not necessarily KDP. But it's just those blank lines. There's nothing in it at all. You make one page, 2 if you include the title page, and duplicate that 200 times. It involves just making three presses on your keyboard and a couple of clicks, and you've made a book that's selling for $9. 200 pages for $8.99. Got to be a couple of dollars here. We'll say $2 for the sake of adding up. And at the minute, it's 4,043. It has been as high as 12, nearly 13,000. But that's still quite low for a book. If we do it, we'll say 4,043 at the minute. Making $2 a book. They're making $1,400, $1,500, $1,600 a month on one very simple book. See, I could make that in under 5 minutes. And the cover it's nothing fancy, is it? It's a screenshot from the software, handwriting practice, and a big red circle on. Amazing value. So if that's amazing value at $8.99, if you come in and charge $6.99 for it, you're still making $1. And is amazing a word? Put that in your title. Amazing a value. So that is another example of it's heartbreakingly simple. And that font is available on Canva. And I know because I've used it. Not on this book. So you knock up a free cover, you knock up the cover in seconds, you knock up the interior in minutes, and you are sitting on 1,400 grand. I wish it was 1,400 grand. You're sitting on $1,400 a month, and that's extra income. By the way, that's on top of all your other books. The next book it's by the same lady again, who is, she's got this nailed down. I've looked at her author page, and she does a lot of other children's books. And this one here is just numbers. It's the numerical number and also the number words. And that's fun, apparently. So it's the same as the letters. You start off with a dotted font, gradually going lighter, and then the last one's blank for the kid. You've got a hand there with 0 fingers up. I bet you the next one's got 1 up. It's not the fun finger. With a little illustration showing 1 ape or gorilla even. 2 planes, the number 2, the letter 2. There's no letter 2. The number 2, the word 2, 2 fingers, 2 planes. And then it's the same all the way through. It's just a repetition of pages. And if we look at the images, you'll see there's a little game there, writing the counting by 2s. Again, this is easy. That there is really just in Affinity, you can turn a rectangle or any shape into a text box. That's the easy way to do that. Draw a rectangle, turn it into a text box. Use your dotted font, which I'll link to it below, or in the it's in the video itself, the handwriting video. Very simple, but it's done well, and for that reason it sells well. This one's slightly cheaper than the previous book, $5.75, than her previous book. $5.75, and I think it was 151 pages. So he's making 79 cents. Actually it might be 109. Yeah, 109 pages. So again, she's probably making close to $1, more than $1.30. The BSR at the minute is, well, we'll say 5,000, 5,500. We'll say, just to be a bit fairer. Selling 600, making $1.30. It's $900 right away. For a very, very, very simple book, but a good book. There's no reason why you couldn't have every single age group and then go beyond. This lady also does cursive writing for older kids. When I was at school, we called it joined up writing. It shows you how to do all your your fancy letters. It's just a simple book done very well. And this is again the same lady. Slightly different book. It's for an older age group. It still has the same letters. Maybe not as much space dedicated to them. And there's no sign of an A is for ant. Because I suppose at that age, you know what it is. You should use more obscure words, like A is for allium. That's a member of the onion family. Not to be confused with aluminum. B is for, I can't think of a bivalve. Where did that come from? So it's similar. It has the letters. If we click on the, whoops, a daisy. If we click on the other images, you can see she has jokes there. And these are all, practice writing. I'm friends with 25 letters of the alphabet, but I don't know why. Funny visual representation of the joke. And again, the numbers are there. It's basically just whack as many things in there to get you up to 109 pages. But B, age specific, or age appropriate, sorry. You know, a 3-year-old probably wouldn't want to do, or wouldn't be able to understand jokes about alligators and vests, although they do laugh at anything. It could be argued that a 10-year-old kid should know how to do ears, but, you know, there are different levels, so I won't, you know, punch down on them. But that's a good idea. It's just a different type of the same book. This one, selling for $5.94. And again, 109 pages. So we're making $1.41 this time. And the BSR at this moment, $611. This is going to be big. 3,000. We see it's, what I say, it was $1.40 or something. $1.40. So she's making roughly $4.5 on that book, plus $8.5 on another book, plus whatever the other numbers were. I can't remember off the top of my head. Now, obviously, if this isn't KDP, she won't be getting paid the same way we do. There's a chance that she's already been paid for this book, and that's it. She doesn't get anything extra. But if we were to make a book like that, we would make, you know, the amount of money I've shown you. Crazy. The most surprising one there was just a blank page. 200 pages of lines and dotted lines. And they're making over $1,000 a month. So that is it for today's video. I just want to show you what you could make if you follow my tutorials. You know, the video is linked below in the description for handwriting practice books, but I've got a load of other tutorials online, all for free. You know, all I ask in return is that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and like and comment on the videos. By subscribing, you get notification when I produce these sort of things, and you can find them easily. Liking and commenting just makes me easier to find for new people. And like I say, all the videos are free. You know, I know some people do run courses on how to make this stuff, but I would argue that, you know, if you want to pay, you know, hundreds of dollars for someone to look pretty or to have a nice voice, then, you know, by all means, do their courses. If you just want videos that work for free, click that subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.